and welcome. Thank you for joining us again for this edition of RIMPAGE Live. Katerina, thank you for joining me. Always fun to have you here. How are you today?
My pleasure. I am really, really well. Really, really well. Thank you. And how are you?
I am perfect. Well, you're dressed up and I'm wearing my sporting gear. Perhaps I should have worn
Yes.
my silk tie, huh?
Yeah. Yes. I'm not sure it will
Well,
go with that outfit. But yes.
yes. Well, today we're always glad that you're joining us. On this edition of RIMPAGE Live, we like to talk about those underlying principles, those foundational principles upon which RIMPAGE was built, and they're universally applicable. So you can take them from RIMPAGE out of a sports context and put them into any area of your life. And one thing I always say about these, I love, is we're not selling you anything. This stuff will change your life, and it's free, and you can get started today.
Yes.
It'll change your life. It's free, and you can get started today. So that's very exciting.
Sounds like a good
All
deal
right.
to me.
Yes, yes, yes. So today, Katerina, please give us our subject, and then I'll read a little bit of what you wrote.
Yes, lovely. Well, we're going to talk about grit. So it's an unusual subject, maybe. And I don't even know if I could give you a definition of grit that is my own definition. I just know I like it a lot. And I know that I have used it before in the past. And I know we have discussed sharing maybe some of those stories with you today. So go ahead, please, and read what we said there in the description.
Yes. So we see it says here, happiness does not come from living a life free of adversity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not happiness. It's a life free of adversity.
Right.
A standard that is impossible to achieve. Rather, happiness comes from the contentment of knowing you have what it takes to overcome any adversity that will come your way.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like, so we're not going through life afraid that adversity will come because we feel inadequate or unequal to the task, but rather we're confident. We can go through life confident.
Exactly.
With that feeling that no matter what comes, I'm going to be able to deal with it.
And you know it will come because life has proven that to us.
Yes.
That changes happen, challenges happen, growth needs to happen.
Yeah.
So some things in life will come on our path and present themselves at certain time. So it isn't, the point of life isn't to stop them from coming.
Right.
Or
to run from them.
Yes. To stop them from coming would mean stopping this desire inside us to expand, to become more of who we are. And that would go completely against our nature. So that is something that's unstoppable. But rather looking at it with this view that whatever comes on my path, I can tackle that. I can deal with that. I can live through it. And at the other side of that, whatever I have to go through is a better version of me. It's me with more tools in my toolkit.
Right. Wow. I was listening to a motivational speaker, and he was giving some tips on how to start your day.
Yes.
And one of the things he said was, when you wake up in the morning, say to yourself, whatever comes my way today, I will handle it.
Wow, there you go. That's an example of grit, isn't it?
Yes. So it's not like we're always looking for slopes in life where it's an easy slide and we run away from every hill.
Yes.
I'm going straight toward this destination, and if I encounter a hill, I have the tools. And if I don't, I'll have it by the time I overcome this one. So when you go through, that's how you add to your tool belt, and you make yourself more capable in the process. More capable, more confident.
And so more happy as a result, because happiness is a result of contentment. So when we are content with that, we can deal with life, that life doesn't happen against us, that in fact happens for us, then naturally what arises from that contentment in life is happiness.
Yes.
Or some I'm reminded right? Some form of happiness, because we all seek that state of being,
right?
In which we would feel this pleasant life experience unfolding. That's all there is to it, right?
Yes. And you think of a child who's just learning to tie his shoe, and you see him get frustrated because he can't make those knots. and and you think the point of life is not to get him shoes with no laces
Yes.
and sort of have that approach to life.
Yes.
But it's to learn that thing. And we all seem to have known that instinctively when we learn to walk and we learn to speak and we learn to tie our shoes. But somehow when we get to be adults, we stop. And
Yes.
instead we start looking for slopes in the easy way.
Yeah.
But
We
that's not
stop
living.
looking at life like play and fun, right?
Yeah.
So I just need to figure this out today. So perhaps there's no perhaps about it. First time when you switch on the camera and when you speak to someone, to an auditorium who isn't there with you present, but you feel that you are speaking to them directly and you need to look at this lens, it's going to be different when you do it first time. And when you go through it 100 times, and when you go to it like 5 years consistently, it's going to be a different feeling. And the person on the other side of that lens will feel the difference. So I think giving up too soon is often that we sort of resolve to say something won't work, rather than just saying, I'm going to give it just one more try. Yeah. And do that every single time that it doesn't work. Yeah. And it will work. There is no way it won't work.
You thereby acquire the skills and the confidence and the ability, and before long you find yourself doing the thing. And you know what's so exciting about that is when you first start, you run up against a limit, and that limit might be your ability to be articulate on camera. Right. And so you keep hitting that limit, and pretty soon you find the limit is in back of you. Yeah. And they're like, wait a minute, I used to be scared to do this thing, and now it's in back of me. And now there's a new limit. And once you do that a few times, then you start to have this question in your mind, like, are any limitations real? Or if I keep pushing up against this limit, I'll push past that one. So was it actually a limit? Yeah, that's pretty.
That is a very, very good question there. Are any limitations real?
And so with grit is kind of like an attitude. Whatever comes my way, I'm going to handle it. It's like, I'm going to this place, and whatever tries to stop me, I'm just going to deal with it. I'm going to handle it. Yes. Rather than sort of saying, I wonder what will stop me, and I wonder what will happen if it doesn't work. Yes. It's just, no, I'm going there, and whatever stands in the way, I'm gonna handle it. But it's attitude that is rooted in confidence, that comes from knowing that life unfolds in the best possible way for me, right? That any obstacle on my path is in fact a hidden blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. It's an invitation for me to become more. It hasn't been sent to me to overcome me. I am designed to overcome it. Beautiful. An obstacle. Adversity is an invitation to become more. Yes. Oh. Yes. So what does it mean when we run away from adversity and obstacles? Yeah. We inevitably stay the same. But that growth we want, it chips away at our confidence. Oh, so you're right. Seemingly stay the same, but we don't. We actually sliding slowly backwards. Yeah, we're going back. We're going back. So you know what that means? There's only one direction to go in. You have to go through it. Yes. Yes. You have to go through it. You have to become full better. Control over it. What else did we say in the description there? What was in the second part? I'm curious. It says, no, mistakes and obstacles are an unavoidable part of life. Mm-hmm. The most successful people are those who are willing to keep moving forward after making mistakes. Mm-hmm. They find a way not to avoid life's inevitable obstacles, but to overcome them. Right. Join us live and discover how living with grit enhances quality of your life exponentially. I'm glad we did say that obstacles are inevitable in life. Yes, so that is just the reality of our existence, is for us to overcome them and become better, a fuller version of ourselves. Let's not even worry about whether it's better. If it's a more complete version, it will automatically be better, and we will feel better about ourselves, better within ourselves. And if we feel good,
we then project that to others as well. So we show up for them in a better way. And doesn't that make all of us rise at the same time and make this living experience a whole lot more pleasant?
You know, the other thing about grit is essential for us if we're going to reach our destination, because nothing worth doing will be easy.
Yes.
Or will be free of any adversity, any obstacles at all. You will encounter those things. And if you don't have the grit, then you won't make that progress. So it is absolutely essential. In other words, there are times when you have to push through something hard, push through something difficult in order to get where you're going. Running away won't be an option. You have to push through it.
Yes. Brilliant. It's a brilliant lesson. So for anyone who is starting at the beginner level, anything, just stay faithful that you can reach the top. You can reach the top of your talent. You can reach the top of your ability. There isn't anything standing in that way, but your willingness to work through it, your willingness to not give up, and your absolute ability to choose not to give up. And that's the way that stands, right? Between you and your success.
I had a mentor. He was actually a teacher, or he owned a school where I was learning to code. And I was telling him about RIMPAGE because he had started this school. So he was a successful entrepreneur. And one of the pieces of advice he gave me was reach and retreat. And what he meant by that is give it your all and try, and then step back, retreat, and then just take a break and assess how did it work, what was good, what was bad. And then he said, reach again, and then retreat, reach and retreat. And by doing that, you gradually get further and further along.
Very, very true. I love that. I love that. Because yes, you don't want to just blast through something. You might be going ultimately further away from your target when you do that. But to stand back and see, is this taking me closer to my goal or not? So that checking in with with the way that you're making progress is essential as well.
And that let me know that it's okay if I don't succeed on my first attempt.
Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly. Then retreat, assess, and then do it again and go back in there. Go right back in there.
It gave you the permission to fail at first attempt or second attempt or 2000 and first attempt. What matters is that you show up for the 1002nd time, right? You are there.
Yes, yes.
Enthusiasm. Your enthusiasm cannot be lessened through all of these experiences. Right.
That's important. Yes. That's important. You show up with the same strength and fervor.
Yes.
And I think that too comes from that.
Something different. It might work this time. And what if it works this time? Then you're going to end up with celebration at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, in each trial, you're in a learning process. So even though you may not have gotten the outcome you want, you learn something that's critical for the next trial, and that's momentum.
Yes.
So
yes.
You can come back with a new hope that if I try this new thing I just learned, maybe this will be the time that works.
Yes. So yes, there is no reason for enthusiasm to take a dip. It has to stay high. That's really
yes. Yep. I love this kind of stuff. I love these conversations.
Yes, it as always, we just find it that we can go deeper and deeper into this subject. But we hope that we have opened the box and looked in and a little bit maybe demystified what this is, and given you certainly permission, which you didn't need from us, but maybe you gained it through listening to us, that it's okay to keep trying. It's okay to keep failing in that process. But to know that you have everything it takes inside you, because you have grit too.
Yes. And in fact, I would like to invite our listeners, if you have stories of someone who showed grit, please share those with us and tell us what it means to you.
We would love to hear from you. So put it in the comments, or maybe share this live with somebody who has recently gone through something that maybe they need to celebrate, and they would want to share their story with others, because every time we overcome something, isn't it amazing that we want to go
Yes.
and share about the lesson that
Yes.
we learned,
Yes.
as if to help others, don't make the same mistakes I did, right? Just
Yes.
make
Yes.
your own mistakes, but just so you know, these are the steps
Right.
I've taken. We're
Right.
not alone in life. We are not alone.
Right. And also, I want to say, grit is not about gritting your teeth and clenching your fists. Have some fun with it.
Yes, absolutely. Approach it with from that lighter side of life. Brilliant. I think that is
I think so.
that's a good conversation on grit, at least a starting point.
Yes. Yes.
Lovely. We'll see you next Monday, Patrick, for more
Yes.
conversation.
Yes. Yes.
Lovely. Take care, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And if in any way you feel inspired to join us in this conversation, please, we love
Please do.
hearing from you. Please do. Take care.
Thank
Have a
you.